Hey you, so we've got a coin of interest, and as you can see it's the second in the series, and it's going to be the nautical ounce HMS Endeavour. Now I'm going to be going over a few points on this coin in a moment, but the first thing I will note is that these guys have definitely been paying attention. I mean, regardless, if you're making these coins, you're going to hear what's going on YouTube land and forums and the likes of. And I say that because the second coin, usually from what I've seen from their MO before, usually increases. But it's very interesting to see that they kept this at 100. So this is definitely a mint that's paying attention, or the guys producing this coin that's paying attention to what's going on out there. Now, I feel like this can be a double-edged sword, because it's going to be good enough reason for dealers to come in at the high end. And now this is the next point I want to be making on this as I display the piece. I've got the Santa Maria in the background that I'm going to be displaying in a moment. But once again, as with all the coins I've recently been displaying, it's going to really play upon the price point. Now, I've got a few dealers that I'll be displaying here in a moment that I've locked in with already. And so, as with always, it's a case of let's wait and see how things pan out. But with the gold staying at 100, technically what they've done is it's a very smart business plan in my opinion. Because, you know, them upping the dog to 188, I still know of a dealer with the dog. And then you had the rooster coming out cheaper than the dog, and that was at a mintage of 100. So you now had the dog with a mintage of 188. If I can get a bit of a close-up on that. And, you know, they couldn't sell. And it was slow sells. Definitely not a bad coin. It's the second in the series, and that was the Luna. And I think they've learnt their lesson from that. So I think, if anything, it fell down to the guys making these coins, because they obviously wanted to get more money out of it. So producing more, they could cater to more. But I feel like every dealer, I saw dealers that I'd never seen with the Rwandan coins, ended up having the dog. Now, they upped the price straight away to a very high amount, whereas they was lumbered with the dog. And so I think by doing this, they're keeping and sticking to their original business model, and keeping it at 100, to me, if you're asking my opinion, makes this series extremely hot. You know, they could have easily upped it. Now, I would have said smarter would have been to up the coins around the fourth release, because you have individuals locked in and happy. You know, we can be disgruntled about two things: the mintage and the price. If you're disgruntled about the both of those, it's not looking bright for the future. But you know, if it keeps one good thing, because you may have a problem paying that higher price, and you may not if the mintage stays at a decent level. Now, you could be of the opinion that you don't care. You're not going to pay X, Y, and Z for an ounce of gold. But to me, keeping the mintage, the gold, at 100. Now, I've specifically been stacking the gold. A handful of the silver and the BU was just the rooster I did really load up on 10 or so coins. So seeing that they've kept this model, of course, the silver proof is still at 1,000. I think they'll keep that across the board. Still a very good number. It's a gold play, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Now, taking a look at the coin, as I'm displaying this on my phone, if you was looking from a glance, I mean, here's the Santa Maria. What you're looking at is that it has, I can't really get the both of them in the shot, but from the big things I can see straight off the bat is the Santa Maria has like 4 cells and the likes of. So it is a different ship. It's got the same type of positioning. I think it is a nice ship. I mean, it can be mediocre to get a ship in good light. I would have personally thought they would have carried on with the Christopher Columbus line of ships, but they're obviously spreading things out. It couldn't be something they can come back into, but it looks good for all intents and purposes. So you have the HMS Endeavour. Now, a question I got a lot last time is dealers. Now, there's only going to be 2 dealers that I'm going to be in contact with on this coin here, and I'm going to display them. This is the dealer that I ended up getting where are we now? My giraffe from. It was a dealer that done the best price for me. And so I put that down last time. I had a lot of inquiries about who the dealer was. As you can see there, it's Silva Samlia, if I'm pronouncing that right. So you may want to head over there. It was a fantastic price, a fair price that he gave. And a lot of people had contacted me saying that, you know, it was something that he always does. Now, of course, it's going to be a first come, first serve purposes. So, you know, the best thing to do is send them an email and see what they say from there. My next point of call is a dealer that I've obviously always advertised, and that's going to be Gold Silver B. So, you know, anybody inquiring where to get it from, these are the dealers that I'm going to be in contact with and in talks with about requiring the piece here. So I've put this dealer in my list of dealers. So once again, send them an email and see what they can do for you. So those are going to be the dealers. Now for me, locking in, as I'm already locked in on the nautical series, I do want to secure a piece, but I'm not going to get caught up in the frenzy, and we all know what the frenzy is. And it technically really started with these coins where, you know, dealers get them in. The only good thing here is that I know European dealers will get them first, so there'll be no concerns about cherry picking, real, you know, shady tactics. You get what you get here, and I have to give them that. You know, they're going to up the price. They'll put it at that one price. The price will be high. I'm not saying I like it, but it could stay at that price for the next 6 or 7 or however many coins sold. You're not going to get one price, miss it, and it increases every hour. You know, some dealers are guilty of that, though, I will say that. So as I've said, contact, but it's going to be that time where, you know, they've been sitting on dead stock when it comes to collect the coins, and this may be their chance and time to really take advantage. I wouldn't advise it, and just seeing what the dealer's done here when they've kept the gold at 100, I feel like they are paying attention and aware that this kind of business practice is going to affect them in the end of the day, because the more people that turn away and turn off from the coin, the worse it's going to be for them in the long run. So, you know, if you can lock in with any dealer wherever you are, or these European dealers I do know ship abroad, but you have to contact them via email and take it from there. But saying that, I think the ship is nice. You know, I do definitely want to secure the piece. I have the first Santa Maria piece. I think what's going to stand us out from the lunar coins, in my opinion, is that the 2 gold are going to be on a mintage of 100. So it goes to show that they haven't really got their model set in stone. They are testing the waters, obviously putting feelers out there. They haven't put themselves out there, because today I haven't been able to contact the individuals that make this coin. I do know the mint that produces them, but I don't think they're the guys that came up with them and sold them. So I think they're like, they sublet the mint to produce these coins for them, but they're not the creator of the coins. So they are really just feeling things out and seeing how they go. It would have been nice if they would have kept this same model up onto the dog, which is, it hasn't increased in price like the Rooster has, but it's going to be very interesting to see how it does for this gold. Now, it does make it a piece that I definitely do want. If they would have increased the mintage to higher, it would have left the first one still the #1 coin, in my opinion, purely off of it was released first and it had the lower numbers first. But them having the mintage of 100 here makes it extremely appealing to myself. So we're going to have to see, really do have to see how this plays out. And not to forget, with the dog you had 188, so you had more dealers that would have had access to it, whether it be Atmex or whoever, many American dealers now, whereas once upon a time on the Rooster, I believe one European dealer had down near 40 of the coins, so down near half of the stock. Then the Rooster got really distributed out between many. You're going to find it's going to be as tight as it was with the Rooster, so it is going to be more in demand. I don't see any reason why dealers should be able to hike the price up on this. If you're asking me what the price is going to be, that's one thing I haven't had from no dealers, but I would say anywhere from 1,500 euros is the price that they'll be getting the piece for. I know dealers came in last time, I don't know what that works out in dollars or pounds at the moment, so dealers came in around the 1,900 euro mark, which was too high in my opinion. So a decent price would be anywhere in the 1,650. That's very high, but it still is what it is for this 1 ounce gold coin. Now you can think I'm hyping it, but if the price isn't right, I may have to bow out this. Now don't be confused, I have no doubts that this coin will sell very fast, because it is on a mintage of 100 and it is a popular series by these guys. It just means that I won't be locking in on it. So expect the frenzy, be prepared for the frenzy, but it really is what it is, guys. So this is the HMS Endeavour. What do you think about it? We have the BU here. I've still had no word back on the hazing or the milking with the BUs in the encapsulated foils that they come in. With the proofs, you don't need to really worry. They are selling rather well as well. You know, I've sold a few of the proofs in terms of percentage wise better than the gold. So this is definitely another option. And then you have the gold. So you have the trio coming back with the original numbers. So hey, I love it, guys. It'd be fantastic to know what you guys think of this. Will you be locking in, or was it just one collector coin too many? One you may feel you're finding the reject bin down the years. But for me, I'm definitely interested in, and the best point is that they've kept the original numbers. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. So hey, I love it, guys. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to come and follow me on the links that I've left in the description. And I'll catch you guys on the rebound.